Alliance Custom Armory proudly presents the Long Rangers.
This week, the Dakota Duel, presented by Alliance Custom Armory and ShootSteel.com, hosts long-range shooting competitors from all across the region competing for over $10,000 in cash and prizes. The competition starts now.
Day number 1 from the Dakota Duel here in South Dakota. We've got a beautiful day for shooting, but of course here on the prairie we've got wind, and lots of it. But here's the deal, this is a 2-day event, and tomorrow's supposed to be even more windy. So let's see who can deal with that wind the best and come out on top.
After a short rules and safety meeting, the shooters were turned loose to get the 2016 Dakota Duel underway.
Hit! Ready! Hit! This is our first course of fire. Targets range from 265 to 480. At 480 I'm running minute scope, he's running mils. I was running 3 minutes of wind, pretty much full value, 10 mile an hour.
I have no idea what happened, but that prairie dog popper, I blew a shot by a full 2 feet. Other than that, everything throughout the stage, money.
How are you guys thinking about the competition out here?
I don't know any of these guys.
It's fun shooting out here. And the wind, coming up all these draws and valleys, changing, switching. But there's some indicators out there, a little cop floating in there, things to watch.
Nice.
Pick up on.
Other than that, as far as the people we're shooting with, it's just so different because one guy can just be on and nail things all day long, or you might have something wrong and just airball everything. So it always depends. But there's some really good shooters here. It's windy for everybody. It's windy for everybody. So who can figure it out and who can read it the best is who's going to come out on top.
As long as that guy making the first shot is clean break on the trigger and you can get a call off that first shot, next 3 should be money.
Yep. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good day. Not too hot. This is South Dakota. This isn't even windy. This is what it's always like.
Today's gone pretty good. This is our second stage. We're actually shooting last on it. The first stage we did pretty well. I think, there's two teams on there that shot a little bit better than us. And we're hoping to make up some ground on this one. Well, this competition's a little bit different than your standard one. It's a team shoot, so it's a 2-person. And basically it's unknown yardages, so everybody's got to use basically all of their gear to get the ranges, get their corrections. And you're really relying on your spotter, especially in these conditions. You know, if you're making a bad wind call, your spotter's got to let you know, and to be able to correct that and get on the target on the second shot. So a little different format. We're pretty happy with it. It's our second year, so had a lot of good feedback. We kept it the same this year, and so hopefully it works out and everybody has a good time.
The Long Rangers is brought to you by Vortex Optics, Precision Reloading, Cutting Edge Bullets, Ramos Knives, Kenetrek Boots, Alliance Custom Armory, West Texas Hunt Organization, and Lane Suppressors. This portion of the Long Rangers is brought to you by Vortex Optics, the force of optics. Visit them online at vortexoptics.com. After shooting a perfect score on the first stage, Brent Barnes and Derek Howard of Team Precision Reloading are leading the pack. The question is, can they continue to pull away from the others?
This weekend, it's a little slower pace type match than what we're normally used to. Most of the matches we go to are just a individual type stage and match. So it's a little more fun in that aspect of it. You get to shoot with a buddy and you get to hear wind calls and work together through the stages. It's a lot more fun that way. A little slower pace than what we're used to, but that's not always a bad thing either. It lets us take our time, slow down, and not make as many mental mistakes.
We like to shoot together at home a lot, so I mean it's definitely a change in pace. We definitely like the atmosphere of being able to, work together as a team rather than, just being on your own. It gives you a little more help throughout the day. So it's definitely a change, but a fun change.
All right, we're about to shoot the third stage here, and after the first one we fell behind a little bit from two other teams in our squad, and that last one was a good stage for us. We got really close. I think there's only about 2 points that separate the top three in this squad, so we need to have a good showing on this one. It's a tough one. A lot of misses on this one. We've got some far targets, and it's extremely windy. We're gusting up to about 20 here, and a lot of the wind calls are going to be almost full value, at least 3/4 value. So we've got some big wind corrections on this stage, and hopefully we can do well on it. He hit it. Drilled it. All right.
662, 9.6.
Well, you think how much money you could pay?
And what are we going to do for mile per hour? 15 still? 3.5.
Because he's got he used to build saddles and stuff, so he's got a leather. Oh, you need to buy that.
After making up some much-needed ground, Brent and Chris Meyer of Team Alliance Custom Armory have caught the leaders and tied up with Precision Reloading's Derek and Brent. With only 2 stages left in day one's competition, the top spot is still up for grabs.
We sponsored the match for this weekend. We supplied all the targets that are out here this weekend. I think the smallest target that we have out here is going to be a prairie dog popper or Colt speed plate popper, auto resetting popper targets. And the largest target we have out here is actually 2 targets put together. It's 2 18x30 silhouettes that are put together, so it's going to be 38 inches wide. So we CNC laser cut all of our steel. A lot of our competitors do plasma cutting. Plasma cutting always leaves a very large heat affected area, which softens the steel. So if you CNC laser cut the steel, it doesn't leave a huge heat affected area. We also take a lot of time to design our steel. It's designed and thought out extensively, and we also test our steel quite extensively. Thousands upon thousands of rounds of ammo are going on these targets before they're released to the market.
Yes, we offer 1/4 inch up to 3/4 inch AR-500 targets. The 3/4 inch is for 50 BMG, 1/4 inch is going to be pistol only. So we have a real wide variety of uses. The thinner the steel, the louder the report, so we kind of try to separate it by that. Makes it a lot easier for people who are shooting pistol only. They can get the louder targets with thinner steel.
The end of day one marks the halfway point of the 2016 Dakota Duel. Troy Tyson and Marvin Hobbs managed to pull ahead in the final stages and take the lead by just 2 points. With even higher wins forecasted for day two, and with only 6 points separating the top 5 teams, it's still anyone's match. Here's a look at the top 10 teams on the Proof Research leaderboard after day one. Every rifle built by Alliance Custom Armory is handcrafted with the tightest tolerances and the finest components available to ensure superior accuracy and reliability in the field. Remember, these rifles are built to perform. The end of day one marks the halfway point of the 2016 Dakota Duel. With only 6 points separating the top 5 teams and even higher wins forecasted on day two, it's still anyone's match. Here's a look at the top 10 teams on the Proof Research leaderboard after day one.
Dead center. Stay hold.
Hit. Same spot.
After the first 2 stages of day two, the team to watch is Robert Flettis and Eric Dykes. As the other teams start to fall off of yesterday's pace, they're making an impressive charge, already moving into 3rd place.
Yesterday, as far as we could tell, the targets are holding up great. We're estimating at least around maybe 1,000 rounds, various different calibers on the targets. They got repainted after yesterday, and after they were repainted and inspected, they look like they're brand new. So they're holding up great so far.
Yeah, we've had guys out here shooting 6.5 Creedmoor all the way up to 338 Edge, and no problems so far. So everything's holding up great.
Yeah, we've got targets that are rated specifically for these long action calibers. The main issue with AR-500 steel is velocity. We're shooting these at a minimum distance of
around 300
yards, so we're not anticipating any problems. We've made it this far. We're not going to have any kind of negative feedback from the targets come up.
All right, shooter's ready.
Morning started out rough.
It wasn't terrible. I mean, we started on stage 2 today, and it was actually pretty close to what we had yesterday on the same stage. After that, we went to 3, and just like yesterday, we completely got destroyed by the wind. It's one thing when the wind is consistently from left to right, but when you hold one spot, next thing you know, it's over here, then it's over there, and it's back again.
Switchy headwind.
It's exercise in frustration. We have been getting worked today.
By the time we got to 5, it was up to maximum 30, 32.
It was going, and it was not only was it 32, it was dropping from 15 to 30, 15 to 30, 15 to 30. So every time you hold a wind call, if you're not shooting immediately, it's different. Which some guys can do it, some guys can't. We can't.
You're gonna hold center mass in that coyote? Yep. Hold a full 20 center mass in that coyote, Chris. Full 20 center mass. Ready, Gene? On the coyote. Ready, bub? Yes. Looks like the wind call was perfect, huh? It was off his rump, though. Too much? Hair, I mean, to get center mass, I'm almost looking at 2 minutes. Impact.
One thing, compared to a normal barrel, blank barrel, you reduce the recoil quite a bit. Compared to a brake, you're not kicking the dust up in your face like you would normally, and also it's just a lot more pleasant to the shooters around you. When you're shooting suppressed and you don't have to wear the hearing protection, you don't have to bring it with you, and you don't have the likelihood of getting your ears rung and your ears blown off if your whole squad and everybody's shooting suppressed. Not today. Today there wasn't as many. A lot of the PRS matches, I would say it's usually around 70% are running suppressed. And at the matches nowadays, they're requesting the information if they're going to be shooting suppressed or not, so they can squad the suppressed people together, so that the unsuppressed people can all have their hearing protection on all the time, and the suppressed people can run through the stages without ever having to pull them out because of another shooter coming in with a brake. This one today, you know, I saw maybe 5 or 6 out there, not a lot. We had to wear our ears all day. When you do shoot suppressed, you start to get angry at everybody else who's running brakes, but yeah, it's getting to be more mainstream. I know the years to come, you'll see more and more of them coming through.
Ever dream about getting that double shot on a predator? Want to reduce recoil? Want to start shooting without ear protection? Well, today is your lucky day. Visit the guys down at Lane and talk to them about the best serviceable suppressors available. Closed captioning for the Long Rangers is brought to you by Precision Reloading. Visit them online at precisionreloading.com. By the end of Stage 4, Robert and Eric are now in first place and are in great position moving into the final stage of the competition.
All right, we just shot our first and second stage here, and didn't start out as well as we hoped to. I'm having some issues with my elevation correction, so I made an adjustment in my profile, and hopefully that can fix it. That's the thing with these 2-day shoots. You know, you can shoot really good one day, but to stay with the leaders, you got to be able to perform both days and deal with these conditions. All right, we just shot our third stage here, and you know, I made a correction after my second. It looks like my elevation's perfect, but we're still dealing with a lot of variations with the wind. I mean, you can be right off of the right side on a target, adjust, and then you're off to the left, you know. These targets are only allowing for really only about a couple mile-an-hour variation in wind, so it's really tough when you literally got to make a different wind call even between shooters or shots, you know, with your teammates. So we're just doing the best we can, and hopefully we can stay with the pack.
As the top 4 teams from day 1 jockey around positions and all remain in the top 5, this day belongs to Robert Flettis and Eric Dykes. Coming from behind 18 points and literally crushing the competition on day 2. They will take top honors in the 2016 Dakota Duel. A special thank you to all the 2016 Dakota Duel sponsors: ShootSteel.com, Alliance Custom Armory, Vortex Optics, Precision Reloading, Lane Silencers LLC, Ramos Knives, Cutting Edge Bullets, Proof Research, Thunder Beast Arms, McGowan Precision Barrels, Brotherhood Arms, HS Precision, and Midway USA.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Long Rangers. If you're interested in shooting in the 2017 Dakota Duel, the dates are July 21st through the 23rd. It's a great time to come out and practice and really hone your skills on an entire course rather than just going to the range and shooting the same old targets every day. You know, if you're not quite up to that competition level or you don't feel comfortable, you know, on the Friday before, which is July 21st, we actually have an open range where anybody can come out and shoot all day. You can bring as many rifles as you want, and we'll be there to help anybody out if you're new getting into it. Like I said, we'll be there. Just come on out. Get a hold of us, go to our website, or give us a call. Thanks for watching the Long Rangers, and be sure to tune in next week as Brady Miller and I head out to Montana for a late season elk hunt.